touchdown run. Ooh, that was a highlight. The win also gave the reigning MVP some revenge over the Titans, who knocked Baltimore out of the playoffs last season. So, Acho, did Lamar silence his critics yesterday?
Big dog, he didn't silence them, but he turned the volume down. Every now and then I'll be sitting in the living room and I'm like, this is annoying. We're listening to this TV. I'm trying to take a nap.
You watching other networks?
No, never that.
Boy, what's annoying?
But yesterday, I was trying to take a nap in between games.
Okay.
But I didn't want to turn the TV completely muted because I wanted to be mindful of what's going on in case something pops off. So what I do, I just turned the volume down a little bit. That's what Lamar Jackson did. He didn't silence them because what are Lamar Jackson's critics critical of? Not only that he can't win a playoff game, but how he was losing his playoff game.
Preach.
He was losing his playoff games by not being able to pass the ball when it mattered. But still, yesterday, Lamar Jackson, how'd they win that game? He won it by running the ball. But remember, the Ravens last year, Lamar Jackson ran for 143 yards on 20 attempts. Actually, more yards than he ran for yesterday. The Ravens last year, Lamar Jackson threw for 365 yards. Actually, more yards than he threw for yesterday. But the difference was the outcome. I told y'all, in the NFL, we don't judge by action, we judge by outcome. Because the Ravens won the game, all of a sudden, Lamar Jackson, he's great now. Lamar Jackson still struggled through the air. 179 yards, no passing touchdowns, 1 interception. Still struggled through the air to a degree, to the degree that would silence the critics. But what'd he do? He made a splash play on the ground. We know Lamar can make splash plays on the ground. Lamar did not completely silence the critics, but he turned the volume down for a day or two.
I like that take. I like that tape. It also told me something about Acho and the takes that I'm going to hear from you going forward. A lot of your takes are based off of you watching the game while napping. Okay. Makes sense why you missed that play right there, missed that narrative right there. What happened? And then you and Orlowski get on your little iPads and start doing all these videos. Y'all asleep. Shut up. Okay, here's the thing. Acho. He should have silenced his critics, but of course he didn't. Even Lamar Jackson stated this post-game. He said, look, there's always going to be naysayers no matter what. We all know that the cost of praise is criticism. You get all the love, guess what? The flip side of that coin is you're going to get some hell. Don't believe us? Look at anybody who's in the Limelight's Twitter feed. No matter how much you do, no matter what you do, somebody is always going to take issue with that. I get it. But Lamar Jackson, let's talk about some of these narratives, some of these criticisms that should be just shut the hell up. Can't come back from behind, not built to play without a lead. Oh, yeah, really? Thought they rallied from 10-0 in the first quarter to win yesterday. They did, okay. He's not accurate enough, come on. Oh, well, second highest completion percentage in the playoff game in Ravens history yesterday. Can't win that way in the playoffs. Oh, really? 165 passing yards and no touchdown passes in a win. You can't win that way? Yes, you can. Not mature enough. Well, looked like he was mature enough to make sure that he did whatever it took for his team to win. Now the Ravens won 6 straight games. And Lamar Jackson during that winning streak, 16 total touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They're going to find another way to move these goalposts. Those critics out there, they got some big muscles. But the thing about it is, if you're criticizing Lamar Jackson, just take a deep look in the mirror and realize how many times you've already criticized him, how many hurdles you laid in front of him, and how many times he's hopped over that same adversity. Continue to put the hurdles in front of him, he'll continue to hop over them. Got to bring in our guy, Fox NFL analyst, Bucky Brooks. Buck, prepare. Did Lamar silence his critics in his first playoff win?
Well, I mean, I think he did quiet some of the noise down, like Emmanuel Acho was saying, because there was a lot of noise around Lamar just based on how he was playing and the style of play that he prefers and the lack of wins that the Baltimore Ravens had in the postseason. So they had to get the win out the way so they could move past that and we could begin to appreciate the uniqueness of his talent. Because what he did was really nothing short of remarkable in terms of he put 100 rushing up, 100 passing. He continued to be the driving force of this offense, which is a run-first offense. And so much of what we heard is Lamar Jackson can't bring them back. So they fall down 10-0. He has an interception. What is he going to do? Is he going to fall apart? And what he showed was the resiliency and the toughness that we wanted to see from him. Now, going forward, can he put this offense on his back versus good teams in critical playoff games? Can he get this team not only to the AFC Championship, but can he get them to the Super Bowl? Those are the next frontiers that he must conquer. But I think for the time being, yes, he silenced his critics for maybe a week because next week they'll come, because then the comparisons between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen will begin to dominate the conversation. Which one is the better one in the 2018 draft class?
That's a good note. That's a good note. We're going to include Baker Mayfield, but I'll talk to y'all.
Oh, boy, stop. Stop.
Now look here. I'm not mad at that take. I think that take was fairly accurate. Here's the problem. Lamar Jackson has to understand his success is his biggest enemy. Like Lamar Jackson, unanimous MVP last year. So the fact that the critics have been critical, we've been critical of barrier number one. Can you win a playoff game? Like, critics have been critical of Lamar Jackson for something that, Mitch Trubisky or Matthew Stafford haven't done. Like, we haven't been critical of him for the things that GOATs haven't necessarily done. But when you're a unanimous MVP, you now get to be put in that GOAT conversation. It might be GOAT of a year, it might be GOAT of an era, it might be GOAT of a decade, but nonetheless, when you do something that rarely anybody ever does, you get propelled into these types of conversations. Here's what we really got to focus on, though. The narrative and what Lamar Jackson did, his performance, to me, it's almost irrelevant, because what really won him that game? The defense. Derrick Henry had 40 total rushing yards. Last year, 195 rushing yards. Again, Lamar Jackson, you could very easily argue and make the case he played just as good in totality against the Titans last year as he did yesterday. You could make that case in totality. But what's the difference? Derrick Henry was held in check. The Titans' offense was held in check. So instead, the Ravens got the win, and now the narrative is changing because of the outcome. Action didn't really change all that much. So like Marcellus said, the goalposts will continue to be moved. But if we're being honest, it should be moved, because Lamar Jackson winning a playoff game, that isn't all that big a deal for someone as talented as Lamar Jackson.
Man, damn,
that's how it's gonna go.
I like it, but I don't like it. I don't know if I'm mad at. I don't know if I'm mad at the way the world is, or if I'm just mad at hearing your take, knowing that that's the way the world is. Here's the thing. What's the point of winning an MVP? Excuse me, let me correct myself. A unanimous MVP if it doesn't get you anything of equity, of room, of just benefit of doubt. Like, that's what I'm really taking issue with here, guys. And I'm just about to hit y'all with a machine gun of nuggets real quick to just let you know who Lamar Jackson is. Third youngest quarterback ever to win a playoff game and MVP. Youngest quarterback ever to win a playoff game and unanimous MVP. Fastest quarterback to ever win 30 games in NFL history. Youngest MVP ever. Lamar Jackson right now, last 6 games, is playing at a better clip than he did when he won the MVP. But no one wants to talk about all that. They just want to keep saying he didn't win a playoff game before yesterday. Okay. Let's talk about the notable quarterbacks at the same age. Check the birth certificates of Lamar Jackson when he won his playoff game. And these quarterbacks did not win a playoff game at the same age.